Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day night. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am out here in the trenches. I am working, and I decided to make me a quick video. I'm on break, talking about um, how greed is fueling me for the better. So you're probably sitting here wondering, greed, well, that's a negative connotation. That's a negative um, emotion to have. But I beg to differ. See, much like Ultra Ego Vegeta, you can harness pain and fuel it to your own advantage. And I have to admit that I have a greed issue. It's never enough. I want more. I'm greedy. And at the very least, I can admit that. At the very least, I can I realize that I'm not just sitting here oblivious to my own mindset. I'm not. I'm very highly aware. And this hunger for more, this not satisfied, it's never enough. It calls me to do some things. It calls me to have a second job again. It calls me to go back to my last job. So I have two jobs now. A full-time job and a part-time job. And this greed kept eating away at me. So I figured, why don't I go after more and take on more? Why don't I look for a remote online job and make even more income? And I kept applying to different, AI companies and different remote companies and all that type of stuff. And I'm a good candidate for certain things. Okay. And I ended up landing this gig. Now, I'm not going to go into any detail because I can't. I signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. So I'm not going to go into any detail. But it pays very well. That's all I'm going to say. That's all you need to know. It's the highest paid job I've ever had in my life. Even if I switch careers, I would be making less than what I'm making now. And that's with onboarding, all right? I have to go through onboarding. I have to go through process. I have to go through the hiring phase. But if I get this gig and if I'm able to do what I need to do, I could be making thousands of dollars every single week. I'm going to say that again. If I go through due process and if I complete this gig, I can go through all the hoops. And if I'm liked and if I got what it takes, I could be making thousands. I could be making $2,000-$3,000 a week. $2,000 to $3,000 a week? Are you serious? Yes, I am. I'm very serious. That's how good this gig is, and that's with everything I have combined. I could easily make $14,000 a month, and that's with everything I have, like everything I'm doing. That is extremely lucrative. And it's good for saving and have an investment account and set aside taxes and stuff. Even after I set aside taxes, I could easily make between $7,000 and $9,000 a month. That's after tax. That's pure take home every month. And it's this greed in me that is now satisfied. That is now saying, okay, you've done enough. Now it's time for you to get to work. It's time for you to get up early, read these instructions, read the documents, see what you're doing, understand how to do things properly without being told. Be disciplined. Get up at 5 a.m. Get 5 hours of sleep and just work 16-hour shifts. That is the greed inside of me that's pushing me to do better, pushing me to do more. And I encourage you guys to dig deep down inside of yourselves and to push yourself. It could be not being content with where you are financially, like with me, or you got to pay off debt, like me. Crap. or you want a better life, you want a better car, you deserve a better car, so you have to go out there and grind for it. I want me a Tesla. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. You guys want me a doggone Tesla. So what I need to do is I need to make more money, and I need to doggone save and budget and be disciplined, pay off my debt, and then maybe Christmas, if all this money comes in, then maybe during Christmas I can get me a Tesla. But right now is not the time. I don't want a car payment. I don't believe in car payments now. Since I know the freedom of not having a car payment, I might as well just lay low and wait until November, December and get me a Tesla. If all this money comes in every month, I have to prove myself. And if that happens for 6, 7 months, maybe I can get me a Tesla for Christmas. And that could be, that can be it. But I just wanted to speak upon how you can actually have negative emotions work for you. You can have anything work for you, almost. That's all I wanted to say. So hope you guys are doing good. Happy Memorial Day. And with that, I will say goodbye.